Welcome in to episode 98 of the Bench is Cleared podcast. We're back. Baseball is back. I'm Tyler Coe, representing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the NL West Division champion San Francisco Giants.
God. All right, let's just gloss over that real quick because we got real stuff to get into. Number one, I was right. Season isn't starting on time, like I said it wouldn't, over a year ago. So let's give me some kudos for that. You got the World Series prediction. Now the lockout prediction. I'm basically Nostradamus when it comes to baseball. So give me that.
Except with the smaller penis.
Yeah. Some would call it average, but depends on who you ask, I suppose.
Hey, I am average.
Yeah. You know, they say Frenchmen have the biggest penises with like 5 centimeters, which doesn't make me feel bad because I don't understand the metric system. So no biggie. Anywho, we got a lot of talks about. Baseball's back. We're back.
Baseball's back.
We never thought it would happen.
I knew it was going to happen.
I was on the verge of jumping off the Coronado Bridge. But Rob Manfred, my boy, didn't let me down. Went into those greedy ass players and he said, here's the deal. He put his dick on the table and we got a deal done. Those greedy ass players trying to keep us away from baseball. And my boy Rob, he came through. Jesse, let me ask you a question.
You went
How
full
does Max
crybaby on
Scherzer's
Twitter.
asshole taste? How does Max Scherzer's asshole taste?
Are you referring to Game 5 of the NLDS, or what are you referring to?
I'm referring to Max Scherzer wanting to get like, what was it, like $3 billion a year minimum salary for players or some ridiculous number like that.
Yeah.
Just the greedy players.
Right.
Okay.
He eats a lot of cabbage, which is kind of strange because you think all that cabbage would calm someone down because it's healthy for you. But maybe that's why he's angry. Maybe he needs some, some moon pies or something. I don't know. That's why did you go full crybaby on Twitter, like you wanted to speak to a manager and saying fuck everybody?
Oh, full crybaby. Fuck you.
You did.
Okay.
You did.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Please,
everyone on Twitter is like, if you think, because they're just regurgitating what the players are saying, like, if you think this is millionaires versus billionaires, you're wrong. $700,000 or $560,000 was the minimum last year, I think.
Right.
You're in the 1%. Okay. I don't fucking feel bad for you. If we were talking about minor league pay, sure. And I know these guys have to grind in the minors to get to this point, but so does everyone fucking else in the real world. You start off somewhere and then you get to an eventual place with a larger salary. So making it to the majors and making a guaranteed hold on, I'm not finished. Making a guaranteed $700,000, I don't fucking feel bad for you.
You don't feel bad. Okay. Well, I don't think anyone's looking to feel bad, but I mean, when you're trying to get a fair piece of the pie, you can't exactly go at the $700,000 when owners are making billions off of
Guess what?
Your
Labor
prime years.
exploitation.
Those are your prime years.
That's capitalism, my friend.
Exactly. And you know what? Unions are part of capitalism too, you dick.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I have no sympathy because guess what? Exploitation of laborers
your baseball
is how this country was built.
Me.
Okay. You know, if we were totally cool with wiping out capitalism, I'd be all behind it and we could get rid of baseball. But until then, fuck you. You got to play by the rest of the rules, like the rest of us, and you got to get fucked by your employer. Okay, that's just how it works.
Well, no matter, they are still getting fucked by their employer. These are
so does everyone.
This is owners that, for a large part, are inheriting their money. They're talking about all these players should just feel lucky to be. First of all, players are not lucky. You go into a draft, and draft is not based on luck. It's based on skill, and then you refine those skills, and you work your way up through the minor leagues from 4 to 7 years. Think about this. You want to talk about, like, everyone else has to, work their way up. When you go to, let's say, like a college for 4 to 7 years, you usually have some sort of degree, and you're making some, a ungodly amount of money for years and years. A lot of these players will make minimum salary for 2 years and be out of the game.
That's not how college works. You don't get to graduate college and then it's like, oh, would you like $100,000 a year job? That's not how that shit works. It's the same as everywhere else.
That's the idea.
Okay, and the idea is for all these baseball players to be a stud, but that's not how it's going to work out, just like it doesn't in the real world.
Do you know what the
Welcome to the real world, guys, all right?
Do you know what the percentage is of drafting to make it to major leagues? And not only drafting to major leagues, but major leagues to actually getting to free agency? It's a joke.
What is it?
So it was, I believe,
what's 2%? The percent?
2%, I believe.
Oh, and guess what?
A different podcast, so I don't remember.
And 1% of Americans make $500,000+ a year, or $600,000+
for how many years though?
So they're double. They're double the clip of the American people. So you're wrong. You lost.
I got you. But listen, those guys are on an average in the league for 3 years. I think that's what most like the not, I don't want to say average, but that's like the what was the exact terminology for it? Most players are out of the game in 3 years. So let's say it's their $500K. That's supposed to, they're going to have to find something afterwards. So, I mean, I know, major league player is going to look good on some resumes. But, $500,000 for 3 years, it's not going to last you the rest of your entire life.
Yeah, no shit. Then you got to join the real world.
And you spent... You spent four to 7 years in the minors. I don't think anyone wants you to feel bad for him. They're just saying, okay, I'm not asking you to feel bad for me, but you need to understand is you might have to chill for a second so we can try to get as much money as possible because these owners are exploiting us.
Yes,
so we want to get our money. So we want to make sure we're good for life.
But what I'm saying is I would care a hell of a lot more if we were talking about minor league players getting paid a livable wage.
Yeah,
because I think
screened on top of our lungs, since day one. So.
Right, but I think the idea, I mean, that's the issue, is the idea of we need to get as much money as possible for these guys because they're paid below poverty wages for 4 to 7 years. That's the problem.
Right.
That shouldn't even be the bargaining chip because these guys should be making a livable wage. But let's not go more into that.
Yeah, right. Let's move on. But I'm just gonna say one last thing. The Players Association doesn't go for the minor leagues. You go a step at a time.
I know that's why we didn't have those conversations.
You have to eventually get there. So yes, I got you.
Yes. Anywho, I'm gonna defy my true nature. I'm not gonna be negative because we have baseball. I'm happy, dude, and the players got a good deal. They got pretty damn close to a lot of the stuff they wanted. I mean, financially speaking.
Right.
The CBT is pretty close. The minimum salary.
Right.
The pool of money. The pre-arb.
Right. I completely agree with that. The only thing that I, was kind of, annoyed about, and the reason I would say 95.5 as far as on the player side versus, getting something done is because Major League Baseball was doing things at the last, like literally, okay, this is the first time they bring something up on a final offer deal. It's the first time they brought in the rules, and the Players Association was like, okay, boom, we'll give you your rules. And then they did the same thing with the international draft. So that's kind of where I was with this whole thing. But, is what it is. We are where we are. I think everyone made out. At the end of the day, Major League Baseball is still extremely profitable. I mean, they keep, releasing deals, how they're getting a new deal with Apple TV, which I originally was against, but after finding out you don't have to sign up for their service, it's a free, thing of baseball. It doesn't have blackouts, so that's actually a good thing, but they're getting a shitload of money for it. They're getting a shitload of money for 12-team expansions and all that kind of stuff, so I believe it's a win on both sides. That's where I'm at with it.
I just want to say though, but that's how bargaining works. I think the owners met them pretty damn close on a lot of things financially speaking. So if they're making huge concessions, the players got to make some concessions too. That's all I'm going to say.
The pre-arg
we got a deal done.
Pool was supposed to be at 100 and they went down to 50. Cut it in half. That's huge.
Don't care. Anyways,
Gosh,
Anyways,
Rob
don't
Manfred
care.
just
Fuck them both.
did he put a huge candle order in? Is that what's going on
No,
here?
I'm not. I'm not on his side. I'm
I feel
just
like you're on his
saying.
side.
I just don't like the blind allegiance. Like the players can do no wrong. It's like, well,
No,
they can.
There's a couple of things that I didn't like on the player's side, but I mean we weren't podcasting through them, so we didn't go through each step. I think we took a little bit of extra time off. We both had some personal things going on, so we used it as an excuse to kind of take a break. Plus, there's a bunch of podcasts talking about the lockouts and what be angry about the same thing. So
it wouldn't have been fun. It would have just been seeing me going through like emotional distress of like 17-hour negotiations tomorrow morning. It's gonna happen. Can you believe it? And then the next morning be like, I'm gonna fucking jump off a bridge.
Right.
So
yeah.
Good thing we did it.
Yes.
Good thing we didn't. But
yeah. Let's go through a couple of these new rules and find out how you feel about it. The new rules, Tyler. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about I mean just the main ones? Let's say what the bigger bases, no shifts, DH, and and the advertisements on the jerseys. I think those are the
okay.
Those are
I'm glad you brought that up.
Right.
I'm going to start with the advertisements first. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Right.
Here's the thing. In the NBA, like when the NBA first announced it, I was like, this is going to be terrible. But the NBA, it's so small and insignificant.
I think it's going to be the same.
If that's kind of what they're thinking, okay. Because I haven't seen any mock-ups of what it may look like.
Right.
Especially if it's on your arm, like, where they have a lot of like commemorative patches. I won't really care. I'm just really curious where it's going to be on the helmet. Because now in hockey, they have it and it's on the top of the helmet. Whereas I feel like in baseball, it's probably going to be on the back of the helmet. I'm not entirely sure. I just don't like the idea of advertisers just pushing their way more into the game when their stuff's blasted everywhere else.
Right.
But let's get into
these owners got to get their money. They're barely making any profit. Manfred said so.
That's right.
I mean, they got their.
You know what?
Figure this out.
If my man Rob said it, I believe it 100%.
Well, when it comes to the advertisements, though, we'll just go this one at a time. I don't think if it's like basketball, I don't think it's a big deal. I just think it will be funny that if an organization because you don't have to do it, right? So an organization like the New York Mets, the New York Yankees. If the New York Yankees do it, who they're supposed to be so prideful, they don't even let players have beards or long hair because it's disrespectful to the Yankee pinstripes. That if they put an advertisement on their jersey, right, throw all that shit out the fucking window. You're a bitch. So which everyone knows that's
I wonder if there's a cap, like if you can only have one advertiser, or like the Tampa Bay Rays, are going to look like old MMA shorts with just like different advertisers all over their jerseys.
I hope it's not like a soccer thing where it's like you think the team's name is Herbalife, but it's actually the Galaxy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would be cool. Moving on to let's go into the shift, because this one's an interesting one to me.
Right.
Because I don't know. I don't like having to set the rule, because I feel like it's advantageous to be able to shift, when you need to. But I think it became so played out that I guess that's the only way to dial it back is to get rid of it. But I'm curious to see how much you can test the boundary of it.
Right.
Because you're going to be, is it just the shortstop has to be to the right side of second base?
I think they're saying it's going to be.
I guess if you're looking at the left side,
right? Two players on each side of the field. So I think you can have someone like almost all the way up the middle, but not quite completely up the middle, and you won't have the third baseman in right field.
You won't have Manny Machado playing right field.
Right? How come everyone singles out Manny Machado like he was the only one in right field? Like
because some of that shit was egregious. Dude, he was out like good, 80 feet into the.
Yes,
he's a bitch too. Bro.
I'm just saying. There was other people in right field, but everyone's calling out Manny Machado like he was the only one in right field. There was always someone in right field.
I'm curious about like the really like niche situational stuff. Like a long time ago, I mean, I don't know if it was that long ago, maybe like 10 years, 8 years ago, when the Dodgers had like 4 guys lined up on the right side. Or if you want, like, if you want to bring in a fifth infielder from the outfield, like in a, there's a guy on third,
Right.
bottom of the
Yeah.
ninth, so a ball that drops in the outfield is an out anyways,
Right.
or something like that. Like, I wonder if there's going to be kind of exceptions to the rule, so to
Right.
speak.
I think from what I understand, this is just they didn't agree to the stuff like it's in writing and it's done. It's they don't need any notice for the league to implement them. So nothing is set in stone, but the belief is it's supposed to be at least like I believe you'll be able to bring someone from the outfield to play infield and sometimes even vice versa, put, someone else in the outfield. Maybe they stop that whole thing. I don't know. But if it's just two people, having people play straight up and even take away that fifth infielder, for extra inning games or whatever, I'm fine with it, I guess. I mean, I hate the idea, and I hate the idea that guys can't bunt. And I get it that the players aren't paid to bunt; they don't get paid for it. So it's like I'm going to do this.
What do you
for
mean
my
guys
team,
can't bunt?
because their argument is when someone says just bunt the other way, oh, it's not that easy.
Right.
Which it's not. I completely agree with you. But don't you think it's a little harder to hit a home run? I don't know. That's it seems like that's the hardest thing to do in sports. So I'm not saying that's particularly easy, but I'm just saying if you do it a couple times, you'll have they'll open the field up, the same way as don't swing outside the strike zone.
The other thing too is, at first when I heard it, I was like, man, I'm going to be so excited to see ground balls up the middle again. But you're still not going to see that. You're still going to see a guy more or less behind second base.
Yeah,
no matter
it's just
which
not going
way
to
you're
be
shifting.
directly behind. Yeah, he's going to be a little bit off.
Right.
So I think it's not going to be as easy. He's still probably going to have to dive over there and make the good play. So
yeah, I think it's going to be good. I also think the secretly super juice balls that are going to be coming in this year. That's just my theory. They're going to be exactly. Right. Well, speaking of trying to save baseball, the DH. Now, I mean, we all knew this was coming for forever, but even kind of knew it was coming confirmed for like the last month.
Right.
So what do you think?
100% about it. I think we've just been so programmed as NL fans to hate it, and I was always kind of on the side of not that I hated the DH because pitchers suck at hitting, but it was a thing of I like there's two different sides of baseball, and the National League is going to have the upper hand when it comes to the World Series because their pitchers have seen it at least a little bit and that sort of thing. I hate that. Obviously it has to happen because pitchers are just so bad at hitting now. They can't bunt. They can't do anything except unless your name is Logan Webb. I get why they have to do it, but also the one thing that I'm really excited about, people say that they're going to miss this because the strategy of baseball, but they also want pitchers to go deeper into games. I'm going to be excited when it's the fifth inning and they don't take out a pitcher who's cruising because they want to pinch hit into, a tie game at 1-1. They're just going to it's going to make the pitcher stay in a little bit longer. I understand. Oh, are they going to do it? Take that away and let the pitcher fucking pitch. Let him do what he gets paid $20 million to do. Fucking pitch baseball games. I'm excited about that because I want pitchers to, stay in baseball. Let starting pitchers pitch. Yeah.
I mean, I was very much against it because it's been going around the rumor mill for years and years.
God, yeah.
But after the 2020 season, I mean, I was all about it. And I think it was nice being able to see pitchers hit last year as like a final little send off because you knew in the new CBA it was going to be included. But yeah, I'm really not going to miss seeing guys that put their bat on the shoulder and just watch 3 straight pitches.
Right.
I mean, it's always nice to see a guy hit like like Clayton Kershaw hitting a home run against the Giants.
You're like, who Clayton Kershaw sucks, but I guess he hit one. Let me just say it.
Or guys like Rich Hill hitting, which was always fun to watch him try to put the bat on the ball.
That's Johnny Cueto. So entertaining, but so bad.
Yeah, but it's gonna create some more longevity for guys. I mean, you have twice the amount of teams that guys like Nelson Cruz or Pujols can go to. So
Right.
I'm all for it. I don't think it takes strategy away from the game for the reasons you just said, where now you can still, keep a pitcher in, and that could hurt you. I mean, it's not like a guarantee, like,
Right.
having a guy go longer because you don't have to pinch hit for him. So I'm all for it. I think it's going to be good for the game. More offense. Hopefully, it'll bring a younger generation in, competing with their TikTok and their dances and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Just like that. Just like that.
You can't do this, white boy. Anyways, last I don't know. Is this the last one? The bases, or are we missing another one that a big one? I think
There's
that's
a
pretty much it.
there's one that I don't know. I think it was kind of obscure. There's no more tiebreaker after the regular season. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh,
So there
yes.
will no longer be a
bums me
game
out.
163.
We need
It's
163.
It's no longer going to be there. It's going
That's
to be
whack.
a tie-breaking formula.
Right.
So whether that's going to be head-to-head or division or run differential, I don't think they've set that yet.
Right. No, they
But I
need
think-
163.
Yeah, for sure.
163 was nice. I guess we'll let's take care of this. I feel like the postseason, 12 season postseason thing is going to take a little bit. So let's just what are you feeling about the bag right now?
I don't care. I mean, I'm for it, I guess.
Right.
I
It's a
don't. I don't
nothing
think
burger.
there's. Yeah, I think it could help players' safety, I suppose. So
Well, do you
Whatever.
think that because the rule for home plate was the Buster Posey rule? Do you think that now we're gonna call out Max Muncy and bring it to light that this is the Max Muncy rule? Or are you gonna be a hypocrite and say that it's not? That's the real question.
Max Muncy's not a puss, like your boy Buster
Well,
Posey was.
they
okay?
changed. They changed. First of all, that man is an angel. Okay. Second of all, they changed a rule over a collision.
It doesn't matter.
Someone
They
getting
didn't
hurt.
change the rule.
So,
You
they
still
changed the rule.
They're
They
not
made a
making the
rule to
bases
change it.
fucking 3 feet wider, and they're not making the baseline 3 feet wider. No,
That's-
you're wrong. False equivalency. Stop trying
No.
to compare my boy to that little
Manfred
puss
loves
boy.
Max Muncy. It's crazy. It's insane that
Manfred loves, but I guess maybe that was that Selig still? Whatever. Buster
Yeah,
Posey is a little baby, and I'm glad he's gone. Baseball's better off there. I said
Wow.
it.
Well, the Dodgers are better off. That is completely true. But let's talk about this 12-team postseason before things go crazy. Second of all, yeah, the base, it might help with stolen bases because it's 2 inches and baseball's a game of inches. So maybe it does create more steals. I like that. That'd be tight. It's going to keep players more safe, like the Golden Boy Max Muncy that MLB really wants to
Oh,
protect.
fuck you.
But moving on, Tyler, we got to move on. Okay, the last thing that's
Such a
said.
bitch.
I write the book. Okay, last thing that
Yeah.
was said on this topic. Max Muncy is a baby, and now we're talking about 12-team postseasons. I'm glad it's not 14 because if it was 14, I of course would have watched it and it would have been great, but I would have been really fucking annoyed. I think 12 is too much.
I think 12 will be okay. My
Yeah.
thing is, when I heard the ghost win scenario, I was like, fuck this. If they actually do this, like, what kind of a puss do you have to be like, well, we're going to start, and this was proposed by the players.
Right. Yeah,
That they
because
want to start
they
off
want the
with
division
one-
to mean something.
But that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's maybe a little much.
That's
I like it more that it's that the wild card team playing the whatever the number 1 seed, that they just have to play all away games. I feel like that's enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All I know is when I heard 14 teams in the Ghosts win, and then you have a bye, and we've talked about
There's
it
still a
for
bye.
a year now,
Right.
right? But I thought the bye was going to be different as far as the length.
I think it's just it's a 3-game series. So if they're going to take away 163, the games need to start next day. Because if they start next day and there's, shit, that's still 5 days because there's going to be travel time in between and there's going to be an off day, and that's if they start next day. But if they just do the number 1 seed that it's only at home, only 3 home games to the top seed, then they could do it in 4 days. If they do it next day, so then it would be a little bit of an advantage for the number 1 team because their pitching would be getting rested and it wouldn't be that much layoff. But if you're going to have them wait 5 or 6 days, it's like, it's not the worst, because at the end of the day, the other team just got off 162 and they just played 3 games, so their bullpen is freaking, hanging by a thread and you're fully rest. You just have to figure out a way to keep your offense going, which kind of sucks. But
yeah,
I mean, ask the 2012 Tigers, what's up, gang?
Jesus. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, you have a team like, I mean, I know they won their horrible shit division, but the Braves, you're going to have more teams like the Braves that get in with a not so great record, obviously. So it'll be curious to see if, a team with a not that great record that's hot, because we all know in baseball, that's all that matters is who's hot. It could definitely make the postseason more interesting, or you could get a team like the Brewers in 2020 and they just come in and lay an egg because they suck. Right. But that was an 8 seed, so it's a whole different story.
And they were under 500. But the thing is, that's anytime. I mean, this is a Dodgers Giants podcast, so I mean, the Dodgers can't relate, so we might as well do it to someone who can relate. But the Giants were never the best team in any of their years. They were just hot. I mean, so
yeah, and they were the best team last year, and they got bounced in the first round because they suck.
First of all,
so there
it's
you go.
Not the same.
Proof is in the pudding.
It's not like
proof is in the pudding.
A bullshit wildcard team took me out in the first round. It was a 106 win team, went to 5 games and lost by 1 run on just it just happened.
But let me ask you a question.
One team just had to win.
Which one? Which one is more? 107? Or 106. So 106 would be worse. So the Dodgers were a worse team, but that's beat
it. Yep,
you.
Correct. Yep, that's
is
it.
What you think.
I ended your audio, so it's just that the Dodgers.
So it's just give me say the Dodgers are the worst team. The Dodgers are the worst team.
You're done. I cut off your
audio.
Well,
anyways, I think the expanded postseason, it'll be fine. Whatever, dude. Honestly, when it was getting down to the wire, the ghost one was the thing that really bugged me.
Mm-hmm.
But I really didn't care. I just wanted them to fucking play. It could have been 14 teams.
Yeah, I mean, we would still be here if it was 16 teams, but we would bitch about it. But yes, I think I honestly like the wild card format just because it made sense. Hey, the wild card shouldn't have just the same entry to the postseason as the other teams. Okay, let's make them play the team before in a 1-game playoff and see if they, that's their disadvantage. They lose out on their, that made sense to me. This is just a pure money grab. And I hate to go back to CBA things. I just hated how Manfred treated us, how like we were stupid, saying like we're giving up so much. I mean, we listened to our fans and they wanted a larger postseason. Bullshit, you wanted money. Like you're trying to like turn it. And one thing, let's not even get into that. We're done with the lockout. There's so many things I wanted to say, but we took it off, so we don't have the right to have an opinion, I guess. But 12-team postseason, that means the Giants are guaranteed to be in.
Let's get into the fun stuff. For the first time
baseball's back
since the first day of December,
so was hot.
Free agent frenzy is going on, and I was expecting the stove to be burning. I thought the house was going to be on fire, and it was frozen. It was cold.
I'm glad you said
freezing.
That because the first thing that was announced was David Ross extended for 1 more year, and I was like, everyone was saying how when it breaks open,
cares?
Right? Like it was like when this breaks open, it's going to happen. So at 7:00, when the clock was, I was like, okay, cool.
Hold on to your dicks.
I felt like it was like the South Park. Have you seen the South Park trilogy? Where they do the Game of Thrones Black Friday, where he's like, George R.R. Martin's like, the dragons, they're coming, they are coming, but then the wiener is flopping, yada yada. That's how I felt. Like it was just like the free agency, they're coming. Let me tell you about this wacky thing about the postseason. Like, dude, just announce your shit. Then we know you've been talking behind the scenes with trades and everything. Just announce it. Let's fucking go. We're excited. I was like, dude, when's this gonna happen? And then obviously, Fargoat, the fucking best executive in baseball.
God.
the best executive in baseball. It's just a scientific fact. Signs Carlos Rodon to a 2-year deal. I was not expecting this. How did you feel when that news hit? Were you like, "Damn, I wish"?
Here's the thing.
It turns out that Fleeceman isn't real.
Okay.
And Farhan was the one doing everything the whole time.
Hey,
is that what?
Fucko, listen to me. I'm glad you brought up Andrew Fleeceman.
Yes.
Because
that's not a real guy.
No, because I think we have to give the Fleeceman title away to Carlos Rodon. Because he just fleeced the Giants because he's only going to make 8 starts in his Giant career before his arm falls off. The guy has arm fucking troubles, okay?
I cannot wait.
And you just invested $40 million in a dud. He's going to be a dud.
I can't wait to play this on a loop when he shuts out the Dodgers, the first series he plays against them. Just throws a full game.
He might if that's in one of his first 8 starts before his arm falls off.
Okay, I think you might be thinking about a different Carlos Rodon because Carlos Rodon, he's a guy who threw 24 starts last year, 13-5 with a 2.37 ERA. Okay, so listen, we need to get out of our heads.
I'm not debating that he's effective.
Well, you're saying
his arm falls off.
24 starts.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. That's contributing to his arm gonna be falling off.
Okay.
I said what I said.
You're out of control. You're out of control. So here's the thing. I know a lot of Carlos Rodon's not exactly a hidden gem like Farhan is. He's a big signing. He was probably I would imagine the top starter on the market. I guess you could argue technically Kershaw was maybe, but we'll see how that plays out. But just if you're not familiar with Carlos Rodon, he's just a nasty dude. Strikes out 30%, 30% of the just 37% ground ball rate. 37% ground ball rate and 12.5 K per 9. Means his shit is nasty. Fastball gets up to 100 miles per hour. Dude throws a slider, changeup, throws the occasional curveball. Had a no-hitter last year. It should have been a perfect game. But he's the one that clipped the toe of the Cleveland catcher, that Real Perez.
See, dude, he has no control. No control.
We just have to get out of our heads, honestly, that if a guy is making over $15 million a year, he needs to throw 30 starts. That's not the way baseball is anymore. Even the horses don't even throw 30 plus starts anymore. They always rest them. That's just the way it is. And the way the Giants are, how they were last year, they sat everyone at least a week in incremental time to save their arms. And that's just how it's going to be. I would imagine, hopefully, Carlos Rodon's going to throw the same thing, 25 starts next year, 24 starts, in that range. And I'll be happy with it. The only thing is it's a 2-year deal for $44 million. And there is an opt-out after the first year. So there's a big chance that he takes $21 million because I think the first year is 21.5, and the extra half is on that second year. There is a chance that he says, I'm gonna get my big contract now because he wants to prove because he has had injury history. Yeah, he had Tommy John in the shoulder thing. Last year was his first full really good year.
Tell me more.
So he wants to repeat it next year. Probably opt out and get that big money, and then that's when Farhan will sign him for 4 years. He's going to be really effective for another 3 years, and then maybe have a injury riddled season. That's the way it happens. And what can you do?
Yeah, Carlos Rodon puts no fear in my heart. I'm not that worried about it. The Giants are going to have no fear. They're going to have a solid rotation. There's no debating that. I'm not an idiot. Okay,
another guy though. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, but let's talk about the real news. The reason everyone's here.
Is it real news though?
There's 2 parts to this. One, I was wrong. Yeah, and I don't say that a lot because it rarely happens. I had the GOAT, Clayton Kershaw, going to the Rangers because he's a family man, wants to be around his kids. But he said, "Kids be damned. I want that second championship. I'm coming back, baby."
He said, "Fuck them."
So this one, Exactly. Dude, when they announced that Kershaw resigned, I was like, okay, he probably took a bit of a dip. Obviously, he's not worth the 31 million or whatever he was getting before. I
Right.
was like 25 million, I think that would be fine. But then when it got announced that 17 million dollars plus incentives, dude, if he stays healthy, that's a steal.
Right.
An absolute steal.
But he's the same
And I
thing.
still saw Dodger fans on Twitter, dude, what the fuck? Why did we sign Kershaw? Are you out of your fucking minds?
That's what I've been saying this whole time. It's stupid that anyone would say Kershaw. What? Like, come on, dude. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. I would have loved to have Kershaw.
He's can be your number 2, number 3. You know, obviously things are still shaky. What's going on with Vlog Boy? Because it did get announced that. Here's the funniest shit.
Unfortunately, I'm banned from there.
His YouTube channel and like put up a video like Trevor Bauer and Dodger teammates get ready for spring training, and then Trevor Bauer put on administrative leave. It was like, dog,
2 seconds later,
they're never gonna let you back in.
Right,
you're done. Sorry, homie. So we'll see what goes on with that, because who the fuck knows at this point? I have no idea. But no, Kershaw's back. That's great. By the time you're listening to this, you know, we don't have the news yet, but Freddie Freeman will be a Dodger. So
how much you want to bet Freddie Freeman's not going to be a Dodger?
$1 gazillion.
How much you want to bet?
No, there's definitely a good chance he's not going to be a Dodger.
Put some.
But I do feel good about it, because you know why?
What's up?
You know why? Just no, because you never fucking paid up from last time.
You told me not to. I was trying to. I'm gonna die. I can't have Chipotle. Yeah, you got.
First of all, I absolutely could have Chipotle. Second of all, listen.
You lost a lot of weight.
We know,
by the way.
Thank you. We know it is a damn fact. It's pretty quiet right now. It's really quiet. And you know when it's really quiet, what's happening? Andrew Fleeceman is making fucking deals.
It's not quiet. The Dodgers are getting used to up the price against the Braves. It's not quiet. John Morosi just reported that the Dodgers offered him a multi-year deal. Yeah, no shit. Oh, a multi-year deal. Yes. That's what it would take to even enter. What do they?
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. That's not fucking news.
Well, the Rays. The Rays might have offered him 1 year. You never know. When they offered him before the lockout.
Because they offered the fucking Rays, and they were never going to get him to begin with. So
I'm just saying, it's a little too quiet, don't you think, Jesse? A little.
No, it's not quiet at all. They signed Kershaw, and there's a bunch of rumors that they gave him a multi-year offer. So no, it's not quiet at all. I will put anything on the line that Freddie Freeman's not going to be in a Dodger uniform. It's just not going to happen. And
that's a very real possibility.
It's not going to happen.
Well, one quick point I want to make, because I know we got to be wrapping this up.
I love
soon.
you too, dude. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I missed you. It doesn't even have to be said. It's fine.
I missed you too. Okay, now that free agency has started again, we're getting a season. Everything is happening.
Right.
What one move do you want to see the Giants make now that Carlos Rodon is part of your team? Because I think I know what you're going to say, but I want to hear it.
Well, first of all,
is it an international player by chance?
We didn't talk about this before. We ran over some talking points before we went, but at the end, that's literally what I wrote down that I was going to ask you. We're just like on the same wavelength. This is insane. I'm going to give you two. I'm going to give you a free agency pickup, and then I'm also going to give you a trade scenario. Okay. Well, the Giants are they're going to trade for another starter. They're going to trade for someone who only has 1 year left on their deal. And I'm debating who I should say. It should either be a Sonny Gray or a Sean Manaea, but I feel like Sean Manaea is probably the most likely, because I feel like Sonny Gray will probably need to be like at the top of a rotation and that sort of thing. So I think they're going to go.
And he's going to be a Dodger, but
that's very maybe. But
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go. The Giants are trading for Sean Mania. It's a done deal. Yeah, Farhan said, "Hey, it's gonna be a busy weekend," and this comes out. He gave us Friday Night Lights. It's a busy weekend, so more shit's happening. I guarantee there's gonna be a lot of under the radar moves. There's gonna be a lot of MILB deals and all that kind of stuff, and diamonds in the rough. But he is gonna trade for a Shamanai. It's happening. And then they're also. Are you kidding? Farhan's on the way to LA to hang out with Seiya Suzuki right now. Yeah. Seiya Suzuki's coming to the San Francisco Giants. That's a right-handed bat. Done deal. Those two things are happening. I wish it was Nick Castellanos. I really wanted him. I've been wanting him for a couple years. Since the first year we did the podcast in 2019, I really wanted him at the trade deadline. Didn't think it was a possibility, but really want him. Don't think it's going to happen because I think he's going to get like a 7-year deal. I know you asked one question, and I talked for like 5 minutes straight, but I'm done.
San Diego will sign him, and then it's going to be a disaster like the Hosmer
San
deal.
Diego. Yeah. Wells Vaginas.
I also just want to point out if Seiya Suzuki goes to the Giants and they start doing the Seiya when he goes up to bat, they owe us some kind of creative like money because obviously you just came up with that. All right, I'll hit you with 2 as well.
Let me hit you with some
obviously, number 1, Freddie Freeman, free agent signing coming to the Dodgers. That's already a done deal. So let's talk about number 2, which I said this was going to happen in November.
What? Mom was wrong again.
I'm sticking with it. Dude, Sonny Gray, Luis Castillo, they're coming to the Dodgers, baby.
Both. You're going to go both on me.
Both.
Oh, gosh.
And all it's going to cost is Gavin Lux. And it might cost like a Ryan Pepio.
Oh, don't give away the Peps, man. That's our guy.
I really hope. Okay, here's my thing, and I think I said this like a few months ago when we first kind of talked about this. I hope to God it's not Pepio,
right?
Because I think he's gonna be a stud, but it's gonna take a pretty top level prospect as well as Lux, and I don't know how great other clubs see Lux, so we'll see. But I say both guys, but I definitely think one of the 2 are coming.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I definitely want Trevor Bauer back there. Maybe they want Bauer.
Yeah, maybe they could take him off the spotlight. But they might have to up the price if they take Trevor Bauer, or just take all of his money. Yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I would like to have 2 A starters, but I just don't think. I think because they said they wanted to sign 2 to 3 starters. So I'd imagine, obviously Rodon is their big one. I'd imagine they're gonna go, someone who has because that's the MO of the Giants rotation right now. It's injury riddled starters, but they get like 6 of them. So it's basically like, who's injured? You, cool. Let's sub him in. Oh, you're not that injured, but hey, how about this? Let's give you a couple weeks off. Say you got a elbow tightness, and then you come in, boom, you're in. And then who knows? Maybe Alex Cobb does a little. If for some reason everyone's just 100% healthy, ready to go, maybe Alex Cobb goes to the bullpen a little bit. Maybe Alex Wood goes to the bullpen a little bit. I don't know. They've done it before, so why not? So I just don't think. I think it's going to be they're going to get one more proven starter like a Sean Mania, and then they're going to get, maybe an under the radar guy that can swing if everyone's healthy, but will most likely start all the games. That's what Logan Webb was. He had one game in the bullpen. And then Johnny Cueto went back down, and then he just became the best pitcher in baseball at the second half. So it's insane.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say, just going to give a quick send off to my boy, Kenley Jansen. I don't think he's coming back. I think we've seen the last of Kenley. Who knows? But I don't think so, because I think you got Blake Trent in the 9th. If a guy like Tommy Kahnle's healthy, you got him in the 8th. Caleb Ferguson's coming back. He's looking good. He's looking on track for opening day. So
all guys
who knows there?
Lower Flores is gonna hit bombs off of. Yeah.
But I'm hoping we see Teal Albert back. That's something I really want to see.
Now, if there's a DH,
I mean, why not, dude? I mean, he can still hit left-handed pitching.
Yeah.
You don't have to play him at first base ever, but you could instead of having to put Will Smith's bum ass out there. You know,
I mean,
if
that'd be a
push
good
came to
switch
shove.
off Muncy and Theo Albert, because Freddie Freeman will be back in Atlanta.
No, we're gonna have first baseman all over the place. We're gonna have Max
Put him in
Muncy,
the outfield. Put Max Muncy in
Freddie
the outfield.
Freeman.
Let's see how that goes.
Albert Pujols, Jock Peterson's coming back, and he's playing first base
He's
again
playing
for some
first
reason
base. Yes.
because he was so good at it.
You got Kyle.
Everyone's
Schwarber.
coming
He's
back.
coming.
Yeah,
You get a deal.
Aesop Choi, he's coming back. Eric Karros, everyone's coming back.
Anthony
but yeah,
Rizzo.
it's gonna. No, thanks. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. I'm sure we're gonna kind of get back on schedule here and hopefully come out with some more episodes. But
And here's the thing, really quick. Another thing I do want to say: if Freddie Freeman does become a Dodger, I'm probably gonna jump off my house because Freddie Freeman just destroys the Giants. So
you're gonna jump off an 8-foot roof? Oh my god, how crazy!
I'm just gonna injure myself really bad and just hope everyone feels sorry for me. And Freddie Freeman's
Sprained your
like, oh
ankle.
shoot, I did this. I better go back to Atlanta. And they'll me. Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm not threatening to kill myself. I'm just saying I'm just gonna hurt myself.
Yeah, who are
really
you,
bad.
me?
Try to get some sympathy and have Freddie Freeman go back down south.
Yeah, well, not gonna happen. But we're gonna see next few days. We should have a lot of busy stuff coming at you, and also
Because we're
dude,
back.
spring training games are a week away.
That's right.
In 7 days, we'll be watching full-fledged baseball. College baseball was cool for like a week,
Fuck.
and now I'm over it until college World Series. I'm over it. Tommy
college sports
Tanks
sucks.
Sorry, baby, you were cool for 2 weeks, but now I don't care.
Fuck college sports.
Okay, well, you're a bitch. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Unless you got something else to add. Dodgers going out on top this year. 2020 World Series. Clayton Kershaw retiring with 2 rings. Freddie Freeman going back.
No,
It's all happening, baby.
I don't even want to make. I was almost like, yeah, Freddie Freeman is going to go back to back, but Atlanta, but that wouldn't really help my case either. So that's not going to happen. But we will see you next week. We're back to weeklies. We're back in this thing. There's going to be probably different background. I'm going to go to every room in my house. I don't know what I'm going to do until my setup is all done, but my setup is going to be sweet. And yeah, so different backgrounds. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for coming back. I know we've been gone for a while, but we're back to the weekly. And as always, this episode is brought to you by Renovation Candle Company, where spring candles are out now. We've been gone for so long. Spring candles came out like a week or 2 ago. And you should hurry and buy them before Rob Manfred buys them all, because him and I are best friends.
Exactly.
So hurry.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that what you want to hear, you little baby?
Yeah, I was gonna do a joke about it, but you stole my thunder, so
Exactly.
now I'm just feel stupid.
It's like when you're a fat. I've been a fat kid my whole life. You know, you have to walk into a room and be like, ha ha ha,
Right.
I'm fat, and then they have no ammunition.
Yeah, you got to be rabbit the situation.
That's right.
Yeah. So Fort Ward, I think you're a little hard on the beaver. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform. If you're watching us on YouTube or the vice versa, subscribe to us on the other one you're not listening to. It'll make us very happy. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Benches Cleared P, Instagram, Benches Cleared Podcast, and on TikTok, Benches Cleared. Can't wait to talk baseball and watch baseball with everyone. We'll see you guys next week.
Clayton Kershaw going out on top, 2022 World Series champs, baby.